She was pushed into villainy because what? She was tired of being average?
You're average looking at best.
Like, is this what we're really doing now? Guys, what it is, what it do, is your boy Caped Informer, and we are back in the building for my quick take on the long-awaited Wonder Woman 84 movie and what we can learn from it. Yes, this is true. And I suppose the DC movie curse hasn't completely been rectified as of yet. And it's a damn shame because there's only like 2 DC films that came out this year. And we're definitely not going to get into how the other one turned out. Guys, before we hop into this, don't forget to give your boy a like on this video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future takes and reactions. Okay, so per usual, let's start with the positives for Wonder Woman 84. It does see Gal Gadot back in her title role as Wonder Woman. Hold up, let's stop the show for a minute. The Gal Gadot is back in her role, doing what she does best. That has got to give the movie a few points alone just based on that. However, unlike the first film that introduced us to the character back in 1918, we're taken to the year 1984 where Diana's day job is working at a Smithsonian while masquerading as the enigmatic warrior armed with a lasso, tiara, and all. She's apparently dished the sword and shield, as I guess it wouldn't be super applicable in this time period. But I digress. A new employee gets hired at the place Diana works, named Barbara Minerva, a clumsy, nervous woman who feels invisible in modern day society.
Welcome to the party, Barbara.
In any case, they link up, become friends, and she shows Diana a mysterious stone she is working on discovering the origins of which we later find out is a dreamstone, a mystical object that grants the wish of the bearer, for a price. Diana and Barbara figure this out later. However, when a sleazy failed businessman by the name of Maxwell Lord comes across this object, is when true chaos ensues. So the main story as it was decent, right? It was strong enough to hold your interest, but when compared to the story and motivations for the first film, it doesn't hold quite very well. And luckily the story did hold my interest, as the action scenes, most notably the CGI in those action scenes, left a lot to be desired. I'd imagine that by the year 2020 we'd have perfected this art in movies, especially in big Hollywood blockbuster superhero films. However, that wasn't the case. A lot of Diana's scenes were mediocre to downright laughable in how they made her look and move. I'm not sure if they were just trying to have Gal be in more scenes versus a stunt double, but I honestly wish they stuck more to a stunt double this time around because honestly, we deserved more. Especially at this stage in the game, there's really no excuses. Wonder Woman is a very physical and acrobatic superhero, just as much if not more than Batman or Aquaman, but her scenes paled in comparison to any one of those characters, and I really can't see why. Why couldn't she evolve from the version we saw of her in Batman v Superman, which in my opinion is still the superior version of live action Wonder Woman thus far. Again, this isn't a slight on Gal or her portrayal of the character. I thought she as an actress did great with what she was given. In fact, I think her acting in this was much better than the original film and gave us the empathetic and hopeful superhero we all know Wonder Woman to be. She's definitely the heart of the DCEU, and if anything, this movie did have the heart, so let me at least get that point off before everyone comes in with their pitchforks and whatnot. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to get into some spoiler territory, so if you haven't seen the film, feel free to skip the rest of this video. Fair warning. Okay, so my main gripe, my biggest annoyance maybe, was the villain. And no, I don't mean Maxwell Lord because as with Gal, I think Pedro Pascal did well with the character, but they slighted him because I think they really wanted to make Chitara happen in this movie, and it just wasn't happening. Most notably, her motivation in becoming a supervillain was poor. Piss poor, really. She was pushed into villainy because what? She was tired of being average?
You're average looking at best.
Like, is this what we're really doing now? Like, it was evident they were trying to make her origin story the female version of the Joker, and it was a stretch. A huge stretch. I didn't do my own research on the original character's origin story, but I can tell they took their own liberty in this one. Especially at the end with her whole apex predator wish, which I guess translated in her becoming a humanoid cheetah. But why not like a T-Rex or something? There was also an overarching theme of bad men bad throughout the film that got very tiring for me. Quite literally, every male in the movie was either a creep or a criminal, or both, until the movie deemed them otherwise, and this honestly served little to no purpose for the narrative. Like, I get it, Diana is stunning and every man admires her, but most seem composed around her in the last movie, so I didn't get this newly gained ability to make men follow her around and gaze at her beauty, or even when Barbara inherited this. Among the good men was Steve Trevor, which returned in a way that I thought was actually cleverly constructed. He was back then he left because it was all a lie, and it actually meshed well with the overall theme of the movie. Chris Pine and Gal Gadot do have incredible natural chemistry, so none of it felt forced like certain other plots in the movie, so that's another high point in this film. The whole reversal from the last movie worked. You know how Diana's character was lost in the world of 1918 when she first arrived, and Steve had to show her around, and now Steve is the one lost in the 80s. Oh, how the tables have turned. Anyways, my final conclusion is that there is definitely a good movie somewhere in Wonder Woman 84, and it's not really apparent until the third act. It isn't horrible, but I wouldn't blame anyone for giving this one a skip. Honestly, truly. Guys, have you seen Wonder Woman 84? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in my next one. Peace!